Tim Haywood, we're here today to talk about sustainabilities. Can you remind us why Interserve decided to set up this programme and what it was set out to achieve?
Yes, of course. We launched SustainAbilities just over a year ago to reflect the fact that Interserve is an organisation that values more than just money, for whom the best outcomes involve building places for people, creating more skills and more opportunities, having a positive environmental impact, delivering public service in the public interest, and that all of that actually delivers the positive financial impact that is the main focus of most traditional ways of looking at a business. So for us, this was a programme that pulled together many strands of things that we were doing already, but also put out some big, ambitious goals as to where we wanted to be in the future and set out a detailed roadmap between now and 2020 as to how we were going to get there.
So SustainAbilities, when it was launched in 2013, set out some fairly ambitious targets. Can you tell us about some of those?
Yes, I mean, it's a big and far-reaching programme. It's got 48 targets, actually, including reducing our carbon emissions by 50%, doubling the number of apprenticeships, for instance, spread over the period to 2020. And in those areas, our first year has had some encouraging wins, actually. In the area of carbon emissions, by tackling our business travel, we've managed to take over 2,000 tonnes of CO2 emissions out of our system. That's the equivalent of taking 400 vehicles off the road. We have got in place a early years career programme that is tackling apprenticeships and work placements and developing the Interserve employees of the future. We're going to move our apprenticeships up to 500 by the time we get to the end of this programme, and 1,500 work placements per year. These are big targets for what is a big organisation, and we're making really good progress towards those.
There's been a push across much of the public sector to get more small and medium enterprises involved in delivering public services. Is this something which you think SustainAbilities is focusing on particularly?
Yes, it is one of our key targets, and it's an area where I think Interserve has done really well, and both in the past and targeting itself to do even better in the future. We are the number1 user of small and medium enterprises in the entire UK government's supply chain, so we are the top of the tree. Now, that doesn't give us room for resting on our laurels. We want to do more. In our recent project for the West Yorkshire Police, for instance, we used 80% of the supply chain from within 50 miles of the project delivery area, and that sort of shows the level of commitment that we have got to this agenda: small, medium enterprises and local community enhancement.
Can you tell us about some of the main challenges you think we've experienced over the last 12 months of the programme?
Yes, so embarking upon this, we recognised that this was a big task. Possibly we underestimated it. I think it's probably fair to say that. One of the biggest challenges is data. An organisation that has our reach, our scale, our complexity, and a plan that has got so many facets to it, the data challenge is enormous, and we've been basically chewing our way through that issue for the last 12 months. We've made great strides. We've got huge amounts of data that we've never previously collected, and we built the Insight IT system to house all of that. That, I think, has probably been one of the biggest challenges. We're now looking forward to the next phase of the project, where we actually start to deploy that data and make some different decisions and change our behaviours and move towards achieving the next set of goals.
How do you think SustainAbilities has been received by staff across the business?
It's been one of the great positives for me, actually, the reception of the Interserve staff about SustainAbilities. It's struck a chord. It's resonated with a large number of people for whom this is something that they personally believe in. It's not one-dimensional, so for some people, environmental issues are important. For others, it's about training and skills. For others, it's about impact on their local communities. But for nearly everybody within Interserve, there is something in the sustainabilities plan that is really attractive. And what we've done is shone a spotlight on the good things that are being done around the organisation, and then put a strategic framework around it and said, this is relevant, this is important. It doesn't matter if you're just doing a little thing in your part of the big group. It's actually about the tone and the values and the bigger picture of what Interserve is trying to do, and you're doing your bit. And I think that has really been very positively received.
What does the future hold? I mean, for example, what would you expect to see when we're talking in a year's time?
I'd expect to see us making big strides against our goals. I'd expect to see us recognising that there are some big challenges there, and we've really got to redefine some of the basics of how we do business. Hitting our 50% carbon reduction target is not going to be done just by tweaking business as usual. And therefore the work that we're doing through our innovation agenda, that's going to come into play as well, because we've actually got to rethink how we do some of the basic things. And I think that's really exciting, and we should all embrace that. And if we tackle it properly, I think it'll be a real competitive edge for Interserve in a market that is going to increasingly require these sort of outputs in order to succeed.
So Tim Haywood, Group Finance Director and Head of Sustainability for Interserve plc, thank you very much.
Thank you.